We got 2 minutes left. I'm going to end it with Joe's question. Why don't Christians celebrate Hanukkah?
Well, because we're not Jewish. That's the short answer.
Oh, there's a second part. I forgot to read it. Is it the celebration spoken of in Luke 10, starting in verse 22, question mark?
It may be. Let me look at your reference there. There is a passage where Jesus celebrated Hanukkah. Luke 10, what?
22, that's what he says. Starting in verse 22.
Starting in verse 22. That's not a right reference. There is a reference to Hanukkah. Maybe he's talking about John 10. Yeah, Feast of Dedication. That's John 10, 22. It says, now it was the Feast of Dedication in Jerusalem, and it was winter. Yeah, that most likely is talking about Hanukkah. Well, it has to be talking about Hanukkah. Well, the reason that we don't celebrate Hanukkah is because, the same reason that we don't celebrate Passover, same reason that we don't celebrate the Day of Atonement and so on. Those are specifically Jewish feasts. And so Hanukkah was specifically a Jewish feast that was tied to the temple. Doesn't mean that you can't celebrate Hanukkah, because obviously Jesus did. And so, it would be totally appropriate if you would like to. The reason that I don't celebrate Hanukkah is because, again, I'm not Jewish. This is something that was tied with the temple, and it was tied into Judaism and that kind of thing. And I love Judaism. I love the Old Testament, but I'm not a Jew. And so I didn't grow up with that stuff. And so that's why I don't celebrate it. And it's the same thing with Passover and Tabernacles. I'd love to celebrate Tabernacles. I think that's a cool one. Because you basically build a tent in the backyard, build a booth, and you live in it for a week, and that's where you eat, and it's camping is what it is.
So I celebrate that once a year at least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason for it. There's nothing wrong with celebrating it, but there's no command in Scripture to celebrate it. So.